Tyler Perry hates black women, and I'm not saying allegedly because the proof is in the pudding.
I don't know if Tyler Perry doesn't like black women or doesn't give a damn about black women or thinks he knows black women, but these storylines that he's concocting that's supposed to be the story of black women are so idiotic. I cannot take it anymore.
We literally run the entire episode for him and he hates it. Does that mean I have to learn a whole new script? Yes, that's what it means. Mr. Perry on the spot starts rewriting the entire script and he's feeding me the lines to say, and the director is kind of standing on the side like, you better do it, because if not, they will fight.
Taraji P. Henson just dropped some scorching tea about Tyler Perry that's got people talking. She's standing up for him even though she admits his roles leave her shaken. The man behind Medea seems obsessed with one thing, showing black women at rock bottom. We're talking betrayed, beaten down, humiliated, and maybe, just maybe, saved by some broke blue-collar dude. But why is Taraji defending Tyler when she says herself these roles leave her traumatized? And let's be real, why does every Tyler Perry movie feel like a straight-up nightmare for black women? One critic didn't hold back, calling out every single Tyler Perry movie, from Diary of a Mad Black Woman to Acrimony, for following the same formula. Now with his new movie, The Strays, starring Taraji P. Henson, folks have had enough.
I'm a little offended, and honestly, I'm still recovering from mea culpa. He has managed to make billions of dollars. Looking at you too, Issa Rae. One of them days, really? Where's our Legally Blonde? Where's our Pretty Woman? It is becoming more evident that Tyler only sees black women as hardworking, struggling, great victims that, of course, one day are going to be rescued by a blue-collared black man.
After watching that trailer, people were saying, I'm good on this. Taraji is standing by Tyler Perry, but her support has black women everywhere asking, what is she doing? Let's really dig into why Tyler seems so focused on black women suffering and why Taraji keeps backing him. For years, Tyler Perry has been Hollywood's rags to riches poster boy. He sold the American dream hard in his docu-style film Maxine's Baby, painting himself as the ultimate success story. But behind every Medea wig and gospel choir ending is the same tired formula. Black women must suffer. One critic even broke it down perfectly. When the Strays trailer dropped, people were already rolling their eyes. Within 30 minutes of the film, Taraji's character loses everything. She gets evicted, fired, her child taken by CPS, her car towed, robbed at work, kills her boss, and then robs a bank. It's wild. And people weren't quiet about it. Comments started popping off. Not about the writing, but about Tyler Perry's entire approach to telling black women's stories. More and more viewers are calling him out, saying his movies are basically trauma flicks dressed up as empowerment. Just think about it.
These people exist, and they need to see themselves, and they need to know that they're not alone, and that people do see them.
When people tell Tyler Perry to stop showing those women on camera,
I think that's their own traumas triggered. Because in the community, the black community, we don't deal with it. You know what I mean? So if you're forced to look at it often, you will be triggered. And I, in particular, I am drawn to characters who are voiceless and need a voice because I am such a big personality. I like to breathe light into those characters because I feel like...
In Temptation, the character cheats once and ends up with HIV. In Acrimony, Taraji's character gives everything to a man who leaves her the second he gets rich. She ends up humiliated and alone. And Why Did I Get Married isn't much better. People are saying enough is enough. They're tired of watching black women on screen being dragged through the mud just for a cheap moral lesson. And they're questioning why Taraji keeps defending it while admitting these roles shake her up. Something's not adding up. Sheila gets cheated on, mocked for her size, and only finds love after she drops weight. Meanwhile, Angela is shown as this loud, emasculating black woman. Even Taraji herself admitted it. But critics say that's exactly the problem. If the only time black women see themselves on screen is when they're suffering, what message does that send? Now let's rewind for a second. While folks are watching The Strays, they're ready to cancel Tyler Perry all over again. But Taraji, she's not budging one bit. She's standing by him like family at a backyard cookout, refusing to back down because in her eyes, these stories matter. She told The Breakfast Club these roles mean something. She even explained why she thinks so many black women are angry about Tyler Perry's films. Basically, Taraji's saying, don't blame Tyler for your pain, blame the culture that taught you to hide it. For her, it's about giving a voice to the voiceless. She's drawn to characters who are trapped in pain, who have no platform to speak. But here's where it gets even messier. While Taraji's out here defending Tyler, his name is getting dragged through every gutter this week. And it's not even just about the movies. Actor Derek Dixon claims Tyler used his power in the industry to create what he's calling a coercive and exploitative situation. Derek says he met Tyler back in 2019 at Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, dreaming of a big acting break. Allegedly, Perry promised him roles, fame, mentorship, the whole package, but it came with a catch. It almost sounds like something out of a scandal sheet, right? According to the lawsuit, Perry allegedly pinned him against a trailer wall, touched him inappropriately, and pressed him about his personal preferences right on the set of The Oval. And when Derek says he refused, the threats started. Perry allegedly made it crystal clear that if Derek didn't go along with the innuendo, his character would be written off in the next season. This whole thing has people talking. Because while Taraji is defending the art and saying it's about telling tough stories, Tyler Perry's facing some ugly allegations that go way beyond the screen. It's a storm, and people are watching every move.
If we have a disagreement about the way the scene should go, I'll be like, okay, let's try it my way, and we'll try it your way, and we'll see which one works, but mine always wins out.
Because he has the control of the editing room.
That's exactly right.
I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want.
Every raise that I've gotten and whenever I'm treated the best in this industry, it's always by him.
And that's exactly what went down. Derek's character quit the show to get away from the harassment, and he even turned down a chance to write for Perry's projects, saying it was the only way to protect his peace. Meanwhile, Perry's lawyers are calling the whole lawsuit a scam meant to shake him down for cash. They're saying Derek got close to Tyler just to set him up. Tyler isn't backing down. He says he won't be extorted. But here's the thing, this isn't the first time folks have called out his questionable behavior on set. Multiple actors have claimed he uses intimidation to keep people in line. He changes scenes or lines on a whim, even rewrites the whole script on the spot, and everyone's just supposed to go along with it. Even Tyler himself admits he's controlling, and Taraji, she broke it all the way down. She said Tyler runs the entire show, the writing, directing, producing, editing, everything. Is this a director or a straight-up dictator with Final Cut Pro? And Derek's not the only one saying it's a problem. Just look at what Christian Key said about working with him. Critics argue that's exactly why his movies keep pumping out the same tired trauma. There's no space for fresh ideas or real black women's voices. Just Tyler's blueprint of pain on endless repeat. And despite all this chaos, lawsuits about harassment, complaints about the same old painful stories, accusations he blackballed legends like Monique, Taraji is still out here pushing the strays like nothing's wrong. She even told The Breakfast Club how Tyler doubled her rate for the film. And let's not forget, Taraji has talked before about being undervalued for years in this industry. She's been fighting to get paid what she's worth. On one hand, Tyler Perry is one of the few giving her a real check in a business that still underpays black women. But on the other hand, she admits these heavy trauma roles leave her feeling broken. So while Taraji keeps saying Tyler's movies give a voice to the voiceless, black women everywhere are side-eyeing and asking, at what cost though? It's messy, complicated, and has everybody talking. Because not every black woman out here is suffering. In fact, plenty are thriving. But here's the problem, if all you see on screen are broken, bitter black women, what are people supposed to believe in real life? It hits even harder when you think about this. What are we teaching the next generation? That their worth is only found through pain?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over.
Who's going to tell Tyler Perry that black women are no longer suffering? It's about time that this narrative that Tyler Perry has needs to stop. Because black women are embracing ease, softness, luxury, therapy, healing. We are embracing a different life, and it's about time the representation of us change as well.
And what's worse, as one critic put it, Perry's characters only get redemption when some blue-collar dude swoops in to save them. That trope is stale. It's so overdone it even got roasted on the Boondocks. People are saying it's not just old. It's harmful and needs to stop. Black Twitter has been going in for weeks now with comments like, the black community is in a toxic relationship with Tyler Perry, let him go. And Reddit isn't staying quiet either. One person said, as a black man, I feel Tyler Perry films are just stereotypes on camera with no depth or real appeal unless you like basic stuff. Another called his new show an embarrassment, saying it tries to get laughs but at the cost of dignity for black folks everywhere. Here's the real talk though. Tyler Perry always writes these redemption arcs for black men. The abusive husband gets swapped for the hardworking good guy who saves the day. But where's the redemption for the black woman? So where's her joy without crawling through hell first? People aren't letting him slide this time. The message is loud and clear. His so-called strong black woman stereotype isn't about showing resilience, it's about dehumanizing them. Like black women are supposed to be endlessly tough, no rest, no joy, just 24/7 struggle. So while Taraji is out here defending him, the streets have real questions. Why is Tyler Perry so focused on black women suffering? When is he going to show us winning? And if anyone is extra confused by Taraji's loyalty, it's Monique. This beef goes back over a decade, with receipts messy enough for a baby daddy reveal on Facebook. The drama's deep, the criticism is loud, and people want real change on screen, no more pain just for the sake of a lesson. See, Monique says Tyler Perry blackballed her after she refused to do free international promo for Precious. She claims Tyler, Oprah, and Lee Daniels spread talk that she was difficult to work with, and according to her, it cost her millions. She didn't hold back at all, and when folks asked if Tyler ever apologized, Monique was clear. The only one who did was Lee Daniels. Then there's the Empire drama. Did you know Monique was actually offered the role of Cookie? Yup. Lee Daniels called her personally, first to offer it, then to snatch it back. That role ended up going to Taraji. Rumor has it Tyler pulled strings behind the scenes to make that happen. Because let's be real, Cookie made Taraji even bigger. And now, years later, Monique is watching Taraji publicly defend Tyler while he's facing serious allegations. Then this isn't just about some weird questions Perry asked Derek on set.
Oh, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor?
Is he gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry, because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation?
Because Cookie from the show Empire, yeah. I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with.
According to the lawsuit, in 2021 at Perry's own house, he allegedly pulled down Dixon's underwear and grabbed him inappropriately in a way that left Dixon frozen with fear. So you can see why Monique's at a loss for words. She's basically saying this ain't new behavior for Tyler. But for Taraji to be praising him right when all this is hitting the news, that's what has people stunned. Monique sees it as Tyler once again using his power to hurt people, just like she says he hurt her in her career, and Monique didn't stay quiet about it either. Right after the lawsuit made headlines, she threw major shade on Instagram. She posted, "You get mad even if you get offended. So what you gonna do? Because I guarantee you can't beat me up." Fans knew exactly who she was talking about, and for the ones who weren't sure, she cleared it up just days later with another post. She said, "Have you noticed women who don't tolerate disrespect, lies, manipulation, and nonsense are always labeled as difficult, toxic, crazy, bitter, and complicated?" Monique's making it clear. She's not backing down, and she's not about to let people forget what went down. Meanwhile, Taraji's loyalty to Tyler during all this mess has everybody scratching their heads. Yeah, difficult as in Tyler using his industry power to convince everyone Monique was too hard to work with, basically blackballing her so she couldn't get another job. But let's switch back to Taraji, and while we're at it, Tyler Perry too, because he hasn't exactly stayed quiet about all this backlash. He claims he's just paying homage to black women's resilience, says he's showing reality, honoring the struggles of his mama, his aunties, his sisters. But let's be real, his idea of honor looks a lot like straight up humiliation. This is the same man who once told black women they should be grateful for a man who only pays the light bill.
To have an opportunity to be able to paint all of these pictures and all sides of it, something that I'm paying homage to my mother, to my aunt, to my sisters, and friends and cousins, and the things that they all went through. So that's what I would say to that.
Tell Tyler Perry that the average black woman is actually thriving now. We pay our bills are paid. Thank you.
The internet went off after that one. Critics clapped back hard, saying something like, "So black women are supposed to carry entire households, heal generations of trauma, and settle for a man who brings crumbs to the table?" The hypocrisy was glaring. Meanwhile, Tyler's out here acting like black women should be honored to be someone's emotional mule and financial savior, while he cashes billion-dollar checks off their pain. Because in Tyler's world, a black woman can go through cheating, job loss, CPS taking her kids, eviction, public humiliation, and as long as a broke blue-collar man loves her at the end, it's supposed to be all good. He's proven that's his formula. While he's calling it representation, critics say it's just degradation dressed up as tribute. Because let's be honest, if Tyler Perry really loved black women, wouldn't he want to show them actually winning, thriving, not just barely surviving? Now, Taraji might be defending Tyler Perry's trauma-heavy storytelling, but if you really listen to her words, her truth is a lot more complicated than any movie script. On The Breakfast Club, she admitted she's all about protecting her peace these days. She even said she's done with people who aren't on their healing journey. That's real talk right there. She shared how before she agrees to anything, a party, a trip, even dinner, she stops and asks herself if it's really worth it. If the answer isn't yes, she stays her fine self at home with her Frenchies, her wine, and her peace. And she doesn't feel the need to explain her no anymore. Like Michelle Obama told her, no is a complete sentence. It's clear Taraji's walking her own path, but folks can't help wondering why she's defending Tyler so hard when even she knows the toll these stories can take.
Be glorified. I don't care if a man is a good man. That doesn't mean that he's the right man for you. Maybe I, as a woman, don't want to be the primary breadwinner. Is that okay? Am I allowed to say that I want a provider? It's funny to me how women are always expected to settle and meet a man where he is and just look at a man's heart, but they look at your face. They look at your body. Just the other day, I posted a video about this guy that was like, oh man, she's perfect when you're loved the right way by the wrong woman. She just doesn't look the way I want her to look. Oh man.
Those people who think that my films focus on the struggle of black women, because they're right, it does. I'm in doing this, let me tell you something. If I get an opportunity to put a black woman on screen for people to see them in love, in happy, in joy, in pain, in struggle, what I'm doing is a service to all people so that people will know that black women are not just strong and one thing. They are all things, and they go through all of these different.
Taraji also opened up about hitting rock bottom before she took her first solo trip to Bali. She said she was losing herself, feeling bitter, burned out, and constantly complaining. She had to unplug and go find the real Taraji she'd left behind in Hollywood's chaos, but here's where the irony hits extra hard. If Taraji says she's done with unhealed folks, then why is she still working with Tyler Perry? Let's be real, he's not exactly giving healed man energy. Not with these heavy accusations swirling around him right now. Taraji calls him her brother, her biggest supporter, the man who even doubles her pay, but is that paycheck really worth the emotional toll? That's the question people can't stop asking. Because behind all of Tyler Perry's gospel tributes and talk of honoring black women's resilience lies something darker critics can't ignore. They say he's got an obsession with showing black women broken, beaten down, violated, humiliated, or even dead, an ugly mix of internalized misogyny, patriarchy, and old-school punishment narratives. And think about it. In his movies, suffering feels like spiritual purification. A woman cheats, she gets HIV. A woman sacrifices for a man's dream, he leaves her in the dirt until she loses her mind. A single mom fights to survive. CPS takes her kids and her life unravels in humiliating fashion. It's like Tyler really believes black women only deserve love after being dragged through the mud and left for dead. Sure, he claims it's all about redemption. But if that's true, why does redemption always seem reserved for the black men in his stories? Why are black women always stuck carrying generational trauma and poverty just to be rewarded with a man who barely pays the light bill and calls it salvation? People see it for what it is. Trauma sells, and Tyler Perry knows it. Critics are saying enough is enough. It's time to stop cashing in on harmful tropes that make black women's pain entertainment. And with all these serious allegations following him right now, Monique's old feud is heating up all over again. Black women are raising their voices, calling him out for what they see as fetishizing their pain for profit. The message is getting louder. It's time to show black women not just surviving, but winning, and to stop treating their suffering like a guaranteed payday. It's clear the cracks in Tyler Perry's billion-dollar empire are starting to show. Behind every Medea wig and every Hallelujah choir scene is a man who built his fortune off black women's pain. And the wildest part? He might just lose it all for the very same reason. But let's talk about it. What do you really think? Does Tyler Perry actually love black women like he says? Or is he hooked on showing them broken and struggling just to cash those billion-dollar checks? And what about Taraji? Is she defending him because she truly believes in his vision? Or because he's one of the only ones cutting her the check she deserves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into it. And don't forget to check out the next video because I've got even more tea on Hollywood's darkest secrets that'll leave you shook.